Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. You can hear me? All right. Can you hear me now? All right. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Cool. I didn't know if it was working or not because I'm streaming from a studio and then I'm streaming from YouTube Studio. So I'm streaming from two virtual studios. Okay, cool. What's up, Choosy? How you doing? You live now? What do you mean you live on your channel? Mike. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. I'm over fine tuning my mic. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see if I can play a video. Let me see if I can.
Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person?
And the second place that some of these men will be found will be sitting quietly in their homes, enjoying the peace and tranquility that comes with being single.
Like, where? Where are they?
One's not going to find them up there.
Because I don't understand. I don't understand it. It's just like that's long gone. Emotional, spiritual, and mental connection is completely gone, apparently.
No, it's not. But a lot of women forget that part of actually finding that connection would involve listening to their partner, not just their partner having to listen to them.
And all they really care about is physical attraction and gaining physical attention. So
that might.
Yeah, we got video and audio. Now I know how to stream. I stream all the time, but I stream on different channels and stuff. Like I say, I normally stream from my studio, but I don't stream from YouTube Studio. So I'm streaming from YouTube Studio today. I'm just testing out some things, basically. You know what? When I first started streaming, I used to stream off of my phones. I had three phones, right? And I would stream off of one phone and be in the chat with the other phone. And but I did some quality shows. Like if you go back to like the beginning of my podcast on here, the majority of those shows are on cell phones before I started streaming on the computer. And I streamed from cell phones for a long time. And my shows were a lot better than a lot of people's shows. They were streaming from the PC.
Might be in large part due to a lot of women only being focused on a man's finances.
I don't know what kind of world we're living in, but honestly, if someone is not willing to connect on a mental, spiritual level, like, it's just not happening. I'm sorry.
We are living in the kind of world that modern feminism has created.
You said, what are you bringing to the table?
Yes. What do most women bring to the table?
Men are tired. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Nothing? Well, then that means that one actually has nothing to offer a relationship.
You want a woman to bring something to the table? Go to IHOP.
And I'm sure many men would actually prefer that, as opposed to having to deal with women who actually bring nothing to the table outside of their outward appearance.
Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
And women listening to this type of advice obviously need some tips.
Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man.
A man who obviously doesn't expect much out of their partner.
Who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how I roll.
Yes. How to roll right into a relationship that doesn't actually have a decent foundation, relying only on one person's looks and another person's money.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with.
It's more likely the case that instead of I think now would be the appropriate time to ask, what exactly does one bring to the table that actually makes one think that one deserves a man that makes $200K a month?
Somebody in the comments said, if I made $200,000 a month, there would be a very long vetting process for girlfriend or partner. Attractiveness would be 25% of the equation. Intelligence, empathy, career path, charm, drive, and grit. This is what men need to be checking out for these modern women. Say stupid stuff like this.
The coffee date for first date.
All right, let's hear this one.
Perhaps it sounds convenient to you because you don't need to spend the whole evening with a stranger you may not like.
And despite the fact that that's a perfectly valid reason to go on a coffee date, let's hear why that apparently is not acceptable.
But a guy who just invites you for coffee shows such low effort, it almost shows as if he's not interested in getting to know you.
Based on what?
If he says, let that girl prove herself first before I'm willing to take her out for dinner.
Perish the thought. Because, that actually almost makes sense. And we wouldn't want to do anything that makes sense now, would we?
Let me tell you what this says about you. If you accept a coffee date, that actually shows that you accept the bare minimum. And that shows how you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as being worthy of something more than just a coffee, how can he be convinced?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly engage in conversation and get to know each other over coffee. It's almost like that's the entire purpose. But one actually goes on to mention the purpose of dating.
The purpose of dating is to meet new people and maybe to meet a potential boyfriend while having fun. But a coffee date doesn't sound like fun. It sounds more like a job.
To you.
I'll go sit there for half an hour, see if he's worth it, see if I like him, and then we're talking. And then it's the coffee date that becomes a waste of time because how much can you get to know somebody in half an hour to an hour?
Well enough to know if they actually want to go on a second date, I'd imagine, if they actually engage in productive conversation.
Then take you out for dinner and enjoy it. And never forget you're a free woman. If you don't like the guy, kindly excuse yourself and leave.
A person can do that over coffee as well. But just imagine the amount of people that will end up being single if they listen to this type of advice because they're not willing to accept a coffee date.
I'm afraid that men are about to learn rule number 1 of capitalism.
And what would that be?
In order to negotiate, you have to bring value.
Based on what is shown on the screen, it does seem like one is going to try to explain that men have no value.
And in order to strike, you have to be able to take something away from the person that you're trying to strike against. That is the meaning of a strike. It means withholding something until you get your needs or conditions met. That's a strike. Okay. So I just have one question for all of y'all.
And what's that?
What is that thing? Go ahead. What is that thing?
Sadly, I believe they're serious in asking that question.
What are you going to withhold from women in any meaningful way that is going to force us to meet your conditions and demands? What will it be? Go ahead. What will it be? What will you withhold from us? Have you thought about that?
I'm fairly certain that they have.
Because I guarantee you, in less than a month's time, tops, I promise you, everybody's going to forget about this.
I highly doubt that. The reason being, because unlike what some believe, this is not about some men going on strike so they can get something out of women. Oh no, it is in fact more about men holding up a mirror to the face of the behavior that a lot of women have been displaying in regards to their own dating standards. So when men start acting in the exact same way that women do, it definitely seems that some women are not liking the reflection.
What's wrong with men? I just saw a video that will likely stay with me for years and scar me for years.
All right then, let's hear about it.
Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps. Real apps you can build in minutes with Base 44.
There was a video, it looked like of a gas station. A woman is seen exiting a car and running away with a man running after her from the same car.
Okay, and?
The woman runs up to another man who is pumping gas, grabs his arm, is seemingly begging for help. The man following her is her boyfriend that she is trying to get away from. He picks her up, slings her over his shoulder, and walks away as she is pounding on his back, screaming at the other man, begging for help. The other man doesn't even react. Like, I don't mean he tries to intervene and then doesn't. I mean he is literally pumping gas. When she runs up to him, his head kind of turns, and other than that, he doesn't move. He doesn't react at all. And he just watches this man drag this woman away and throw her back into the car and does nothing.
Not surprisingly, I doubt that one is going to like what I have to say about this.
For all the men who say, you can't protect yourself, you just need a man to protect you. Who's going to protect you if, you don't have a man? Men don't do shit. You just become bystanders to our...
Thanks indeed for the demonstration. A demonstration in the fact that I do believe that the education system, possibly on this entire continent, has failed numerous people. Because we have reached the point, and we continue to go past it, actually, where it's becoming very acceptable for an individual to generalize an entire group of people based on the actions of one person. In this case, it's based on their gender.
Yeah, they do got some smart
What
chat.
other generalizations are we going to make now based on the actions of some? I wonder.
Everybody's
What's
not an
next?
idiot.
Can someone explain to me how there are grown men in this world that are giving women the
Yeah,
silent
they do
treatment?
have
I
some
would be
smart
more
chat.
than
Everybody's
pleased
not
to
an
explain
idiot.
that. However, I think the largest part of the explanation
No sound. I wonder when I put the mic on mute, does it mute the video? Now, let me know if y'all can hear the video. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Give me a 2 if you can hear the video.
Microwave and instant meals in order to be able to provide a meal for themselves.
That's a problem.
What was that?
That's a problem.
But why is it such a problem? Is it really such a foreign concept that a man would actually know how to prepare a decent meal? Not even taking into consideration the large amount of male chefs that are out there, some of which are world famous. But in cases like this, where a woman gets the ick from a guy knowing how to cook, it seems more likely that her delicate feminine sensibilities are being threatened by the possibility that the man could outdo her in the kitchen.
At this point, these modern women just want to hear themselves talk. That's really it. And they wonder why they can't find a man to date them. They wonder why the modern dating landscape is so extremely hard for them. Why they can't find a rich provider man to hook their fangs, sink their fangs into. It's because you continue to stuff like this for no reason, unprompted.
Why is it that the finest guys in the world, and also single, never leave the house? Is there a reason for that?
Yeah,
it's actually quite simple. A lot of guys that are single have really come to enjoy the peace and tranquility that often comes with that. And the easiest way to maintain that is to stay at home.
Men are so jealous of women, especially beautiful women.
Oh, are they? And why would that be?
Part of all of that anger and all of that jealousy is the patriarchy.
Of course. Everything comes down eventually to the patriarchy, doesn't it?
The reality is that men are expected to wake up early every single day and go to work and get a check and pay for bills, not only for themselves, but for their wives, their girlfriends, any future kids they might have.
What time period is one currently living in? Because the last time that I checked, women are actually expected to get up and go to work too.
They have to do hard manual labor or work their way up a corporate ladder, but women don't have to do that.
Silly me and a lot of other women. We're getting up in the morning for no reason, apparently.
And it makes y'all so upset that girls like me or other beautiful girls can capitalize off of our looks and make an amazing living.
I get it. It's those of us that aren't as conventionally attractive as others that have to go to work. Is that it?
And I'm not saying at all that just because a girl is pretty, she doesn't have to work hard or she isn't a hard worker. If anything, you kind of have to work a little bit harder to get over the bias of being pretty.
These 100% grass-fed beef sticks from Paleo Valley are 30 sticks for just $36 right now. But before you go and buy them, here are 5 reasons I replaced processed snacks with these. Number 1, the ingredients.
I'm not even going to touch that.
But there's no denying that there are so many life advantages to being attractive. This goes for men and women, but for whatever reason, it makes men so upset. The fact that I make the money that I do and I have the lifestyle that I have because of my looks and what I post on social media really upsets y'all. Because y'all wish y'all had it this easy and y'all don't, so you're angry.
No, that's not it at all. It's not how someone looks that tends to upset people. It's the entitled attitude that a lot of individuals that are very attractive.
Why did YouTube take his channel? That's what I don't understand. Did fucking Edison have something to do with that?
Seem to have, because they do seem entitled to a great many things that they are actually not.
So I went on a first date and a car was about to hit me and he grabbed me and pulled me away.
Well, I guess contrary to popular opinion, there are guys out there that still know how to behave like gentlemen.
And I don't know why, but that just gave me the ick.
Oh, of course it did. Let's hear why.
Because it's literally the first date. Why are you so obsessed with me? Like, it was just so desperate. And it's like...
So how did they get Jersey? Was he at one of the meetings and they arrested him, or did they just come to his house and kick his door in and shit?
Play it cool.
Wow. I mean, seriously, wow. This has to be satire. Please tell me that this was satire, or maybe rage bait for views, possibly. Because it's almost too much to believe that an individual would actually get the ick from a guy saving them from such a situation. And then again, after seeing the other icks that are listed out there, it doesn't really come as a surprise. But I would like to point out that there would be a lot more complaining if the guy actually didn't save her from that situation. You guys just can't seem to win, can they?
What happened to men pursuing girls?
Are we really asking this question?
When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort?
I don't think there was a pivotal moment. However, there's been lots of little moments that have added up to a large awakening of a lot of men in regards to whether or not it's worth it to chase women.
Seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to.
Well, what's considered to be the bare minimum seems to change on a daily basis, so how can anyone truly know what the bare minimum even is?
They're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort?
That's an excellent question. Indeed. Why don't they?
Did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls.
You know what, man? They really wanted his ass. They wanted him bad. They wanted him bad. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and stream from my studio. That way I can pull you guys up. Unless you want to come up, Brandon, because I'm streaming from the YouTube studio, and I really don't know how to work all of this shit in here. Nothing's working. I can't cut my camera off, or I don't know. I think I came in here wrong in the wrong settings, but I just wanted to test it out. That's about it. You want to go live with me, Brandon?
Girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and
Wanda
chasing him.
Mize, who is
I
that?
imagine that happened somewhere around the same time that a lot of women were indicating to men that they want them to leave them alone.
And what did he get locked up for, or she? Wanda. But then you said he or him.
So, in a lot of cases, they got exactly what they asked for.
That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore, don't care to put in effort.
But why should they? When the possible benefits of pursuing a woman are often far outweighed by the risks that they undertake in pursuing those same women. It's honestly just not worth it for a lot of men to pursue women, especially when so many women want to be seen as independent and left alone.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive.
Wait, what did they say? Let's hear that again.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive.
Okay. Yeah, that's really what they said.
Unless you're a 7, 8, 9, or 10. If you're a 10, you're probably not catcalling.
Yeah, no, 10s don't catcall. In fact, gentlemen don't catcall. But let's even take it a step further. No person should be catcalling another. That's not what people that know how to conduct themselves actually should be doing. Anyone that has manners would actually know better.
But don't do it. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that unless you're sexy.
Isn't that just lovely? What a wonderful example that is of how perception really does matter. Because if a person is considered to be attractive, their actions could possibly be considered to be flirtatious.
Hey, is the video lagging?
On the other hand, if they're not considered to be attractive,
Looks like it's lagging
their
on
actions
my end.
may be perceived as just harassment.
One of the influencers who's got 500 million followers on social media just got engaged, and this is her ring. What do you think?
What I think is we're about to hear someone's opinion on that.
Here's the truth. An engagement ring must hurt a man financially to prove that he has long-term intention.
Oh, it's fun to be right. The real truth is that is the very definition of just an opinion.
Just like everything in life, financial investment equals to mental commitment.
Oh, does it now? I think that there are many people out there that might not agree with that. But let's hear this person's opinion why.
It's like comparing the bag that you spent $20 on and the one that you spent $2,000 on.
Are we really going to compare investing in a relationship by virtue of buying an expensive engagement ring to a woman buying a handbag? I guess so.
You know what, Brandon?
No,
I forgot what I
But do you
asked
carry the Chanel bag at 30 and would you replace it so easily? No, you won't because you've made a substantial financial investment in it.
Shit.
Well, it's just me, but
I don't even know.
I
where my
wouldn't
mind
spend
is
$2,000
at.
on a handbag, period.
The more you invest in something, the more likely you're going to cherish it and fix it when it's broken, not replace it. Marriage is the same.
Is that implying that we can chalk up those high divorce rates to people not investing enough money
These damn
in
women
their
are
marriages?
delusional.
An engagement ring should be a substantial financial investment from the man's side upfront to prove his long-term intention to a woman.
And you're right.
Brandon, you better
Determining a
pay
person's
all
true
her
intentions
bills,
was
man.
determined on their actions and how they
yeah.
treat another person, not on how much money they spend.
This man came up to me on the subway to ask for my phone number.
Well, it looks like there still are some guys approaching women.
He should have just asked for $1 at that point. He would have gained more from that conversation than
Yeah, I
that.
forgot
Oh
what I
dear.
asked you.
It doesn't sound like it went very well, does it?
He had the audacity to be like, wait, hold up.
Do you have a boyfriend? Because I don't talk to girls in relationships.
Wait, that's a bad thing that he asked? How so?
I don't talk to men who aren't competitive, okay? If you can't fight, just say that.
Wow. And here I thought it just sounded like the guy was being respectful.
Oh, okay.
Stop trying to act like you're a good person. You're not a good person. You're
Okay,
approaching
I
a
was
woman
talking about
alone
the
on the
lad.
subway. You're a terrible human being.
Yeah,
what?
I think it is a lad.
Why not be like, what's your boyfriend's address? Let me kill him with my bare hands and then take you out for dinner.
Let me go check on him. Let me go.
Romance. Learn it.
Well, doesn't that sound like the beginnings of a very healthy relationship?
Men don't know how to talk to women nowadays.
And a lot of women really don't seem to know what they want either. And they seem to have gotten their ideas of what romance actually is from a novel that they picked up at the grocery store.
These easy balanced meals kick takeout to the curb. Factor helped me take control over what I'm eating and spending on takeout. I easily dropped $40 on...
Ladies,
Yes?
if he's not offering to pay for your manicure pedicure,
And why exactly should he be paying for that? One's own personal beauty maintenance should be one's own personal responsibility.
really, what is he doing with that money?
Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. He could be paying his bills, paying his rent or his house payment, saving away for his retirement. You know, doing something useful with his money.
Because you deserve your nails done, and he should be paying.
Is anyone else getting the feeling that a lot of these so-called independent women really aren't independent at all?
And if he hasn't gotten the hint by now, just send him this video. Give him a little sign. A wake-up call.
Well, that'll be quite a wake-up call. Quite a doozy, in fact, I'd imagine. Just imagine getting sent this video only to realize that you're not actually with someone who wants to be with you because of who you are, but what they can get out of you, sponging off of you so that they can get the things paid for that they want. What a great way to find out that one is not in a great relationship.
Do modern women ever sit back when they're dating and say, I'm tired of saying stupid stuff. This life just does not suit me anymore. I'm over 25. It's time for me to start taking my life seriously. No, probably not. They're all looking for the same thing. A rich provider man that's generous. He's over 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 figures. And they're all crashing and burning. And it's their own fault because they make silly videos like this.
I think any man that their number one requirement for a woman is
Oh, let's hear what this is about.
for a woman to be his piece. You just know you're dealing with a true menace to the dating pool.
All because he wants peace in a relationship. He's a menace to the dating pool? Oh, goodness.
Because what the f do you mean you need me to be your piece?
What does it really sound like? It sounds like the guy wants his partner to bring peace to his life, not to bring problems. I didn't think it was that complicated.
If you gotta ask for peace, you're a piece of shit, honestly.
What? Why would a person say such a thing? Could it be that individuals with this particular mindset actually do understand how priceless it is for a person to be able to bring peace to another in a relationship? Because at the end of the day, all they have to offer, all they can indeed bring to the table, is chaos with drama.
If we were dating, would I need to pay for your hair and your nails?
And here we go.
Honestly, yeah.
And let's hear why they think that.
Gives you that mentality.
I mean, like if you want me to look good, then you gotta pay for it.
But I'm sure many of us have asked ourselves this next question.
But if you were doing it before I came into your life, why do I have to start doing that now that I'm your man?
I would say because you would want me to look good, so you would want me to do those things.
So basically they're saying if the guy doesn't pay for it, that means they're not going to do their hair and their nails anymore. And it'll be the guy's fault if they don't look good because they weren't doing it for themselves in the first place, right?
How much do your nails cost?
Probably like anywhere between 60 to 80, like every 3 weeks.
And hair?
Depending on the hair, sometimes $90, sometimes $1,000.
Wait, how much? What exactly are they doing to one's hair that it costs $1,000?
Why would it cost $1,000 to get your hair done?
If you get like extensions, if you get treatments put in your hair, like, I don't know. I like to have nice hair, so.
The price of vanity.
Is there ever a time where you would pay for your man's haircut or?
No. No, I'm not paying for his haircut.
And that's because?
That's a man's job.
Is anyone else noticing that all of these independent women
at the end of the day, just want to be fully dependent on a man. Well, whatever is the matter? I thought that's what some women wanted, to be treated as equals to men. And that seems to be exactly what's going on here. Or did one not notice the men also standing around waiting for seats? Or is that part of the problem? Is it that some women only wanted to be treated as equals to men when it serves their purpose and benefits them, but if it doesn't, maybe they are wanting to just be treated better than men?
I'm confused about two beautiful women.
And what exactly could have these two beautiful women confused?
Can't even get talked to.
Let's consider the possibilities. The first being that a lot of guys probably already assume that one is probably in a relationship, so it's not worth their time to bother. The second is that a lot of attractive women have put out there that unless a guy is up to their standards, they're not even going to consider him. So if a guy isn't certain that he's going to meet those high standards, then he's not going to try. Also, a lot of guys are tired of having their hearts broken, of being rejected, and they're just not wanting to have a relationship. So that's another reason. But I think the biggest reason is what a lot of women have put out there themselves on social media, is that they want men to leave them alone. They'd rather choose the bear, and that they don't need men at all. And the men have been hearing this. They've been listening. And so, unfortunately for those women that do want to be approached by men, a lot of other women have actually put a stop to that. So if one is wondering why men don't approach women anymore, I think one knows where to lay the blame.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day.
Okay, so what happened?
And actually, I followed him to the checkout counter, and when he gave the cashier his
Yeah,
credit
you
card,
gotta
I
keep shit in
checked it to see what
perspective,
his name
man.
was.
Yeah, you
And then I
got to make
Googled
sure, you
him
know, you got to
and
keep
found
your
his social
priorities
media
straight.
profiles, and I was able to tell that he was single.
Yeah, that fucking
so I went
sucks when
through
YouTube
his
take your
friends
channel.
list, and I found his mother's page.
Especially when
There's
you
a word
work
for all of
hard,
this.
And then I
build
looked through
it
his
up,
mother's page,
put
and I
all
saw
the
that she was a
videos
member
and
of this book club
all
that's in
that
my
shit.
area. So I sent a request to join the book club.
It really sucks. So
So I
you got to
went to the
start
book
building
club
your own
meeting, and I met his
platforms, your
mom
own
there,
websites
and we
and stuff.
bonded over some books that we both liked. And she just thought I was so nice.
Little did she know.
And I brought it up randomly in conversation that I was single. And she let me know that she had a son that was single
Hey,
also
can I
that
get a
lived in
mic
the
check?
area. And maybe it
Give me
would
a
be cool
one
for us
for a
to get
mic
together
check.
and chat sometime. So I gave her
Anybody
my
that's
number,
listening?
which she gave to her son.
'Cause
And this morning
I
he
am
texted
testing
me
out some
and
stuff
asked if
today.
I'd like to get together this weekend and do something. So I guess we're going to go on a date. I'm really excited.
My goodness, just think one could have avoided having to put on that entire ruse if one would have just walked up to the guy and started a conversation.
Yeah, you're right about
Maybe one
that.
would have gotten his number that way.
You're
I can't
exactly
imagine
right
how
about
thrilling
that.
it's going to be to find out the actual details of how you actually met.
I don't know. A couple words come to mind: fraud, stalker, identity theft, and many other things. And yet modern women feel comfortable enough in this society to get online and say things like this without fear of backlash, without fear of consequence, because society allows it to go on.
You know how I know that men are literally dogs?
Literally. And that's opposed to figuratively.
Because a woman will be with a man for 5, 6, 7, sometimes even 10 years, begging for this man to put a ring on it. And
The question that should be being asked here is, first of all, why is she hanging around that long for a man that obviously isn't going to propose? Not to mention, she could have proposed herself. But all in all, it's just showing a lack of self-esteem.
Oh, before you leave, can you turn that document into a PDF for me? Thanks.
and he goes, no, like, I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. She goes,
No, it wasn't that he wasn't ready, per se. It's that he wasn't ready to marry her.
you know what? F off. I'm giving you the ultimatum. You either marry me or we break things off. Majority of the time, men will go, you know what? We're just going to break things off then. And within 1 year, a single year, this man will be engaged to another woman.
Like I said, and I'll say it again, he just wasn't ready to marry her. So pay attention, ladies. Most men know very early on in the stages of a relationship if they actually want to marry the woman that they're dating. So don't sit around waiting for years and begging for a man to marry you that has already made up his mind a long time ago that he doesn't want to.
Ladies, do not ever date the ugly guy.
Well, there's something indeed to be said for putting a person's shallowness on full display.
I know, he's nice, he's funny, is so into you. He's so much fun. Right now, he is. He has to be all of those things right now because he knows he's got a face for radio, so he better work on that charm.
Right, because they couldn't have possibly anything else to offer.
Gonna date you, this woman who seems pretty far out of his league, right? A woman who also treats him really well with dignity and kindness.
So what exactly is the problem here?
He's gonna start thinking, you know what? Maybe I've got a lot to offer.
Oh, heaven forbid someone actually gains some self-confidence.
Treat a mediocre man like a king. He actually starts believing he's a king.
What I'm hearing so far is that a person shouldn't be treated well unless they measure up to a certain standard of attractiveness in a relationship.
And he goes out there to spin the block to see if he can get even better than you. He won't. He won't. He'll find a lot out there, maybe a couple crazy gals or two.
Because apparently, only crazy individuals would date someone who isn't conventionally attractive, right?
Date the hot guy instead, seriously, because they never ever actually become, they don't have those same feelings of shame and defectiveness, that insecurity like the ugly guy.
I almost can't believe what I'm hearing, but believe it or not, there are individuals out there that actually believe you can tell everything you need to know about a person based just on what they look like.
I'll never, ever, ever win with the ugly guy.
And sometimes what is most unattractive about a person is their personality.
I just don't understand how men talk badly about women who wear makeup because it's unnatural and it's tricking them when they have beards.
Really? One is actually trying to compare these two things, when the makeup that most men are referring to in this particular instance is when women put on so much makeup and in such a technique that it completely changes.
This is open to the public. Transparent California.
Yeah.
That's property.
What, are you restricting where I can go?
Just because the city owns it doesn't mean you can be trespassing property.
I've committed no.
A shocking call.
Yeah. The rule which says that a judge can limit photography, recording, I'm 100% sure. In order to avoid the arrest, because I'd rather de-escalate the situation and not have to do a lawsuit.
A tense confrontation broke out, revolving around filming rights and police abuse. A small sign in a Redwood City building. Is it enough to take away a citizen's right to film?
This is not public that you can film in. That's why there's a specific sign that says that you can't.
Yeah. So yeah, I have business here. On top of that, to take pictures, which I'm allowed to do.
When a probation officer takes a photo of a citizen but forbids him from filming, this paradox sparks an unprecedented confrontation.
Pictures taken of me here. It's interesting. Well, you just had just taken a picture of me, so I'm just making sure I get a picture. I just want to make sure I get the picture of the person who.
Meet Woodard.
Who's doing here? Can I ask your name?
I'm the division secretary for this department.
Okay, division. Sam, what's your name, or you got your position, Stephanie? Okay, cool. They can take a picture, but I can't. It's interesting.
You're not supposed to be.
Well, that's why I was asking why is it that way?
Information officer about that? That's not something that I can address with you.
Just looking around. I didn't hear what you said. I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Can you not take pictures?
That's kind of part of what I'm doing is just in here taking pictures of the lobby. Well, just for my purposes.
Unless you have an appointment, this is a restricted floor. You don't need to be
Is
here. Then you come up and you ask for it.
Oh, okay. So I could be here then.
If you need something, yes.
I do.
What do
But
you
part of what I'm doing is right now I'm going to take pictures.
Hey, Choosy. I'm gonna stop this streaming and I'm gonna go live again. I'm gonna restart it.
So this
All
is
right?
the lady that I was talking to.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut my PC down, restart my PC. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and restart my PC and then I'm gonna go live again. Let me try something else. All right, make sure you put your notice on so when I pop back up, you can join me. You hear me?